Hi all, welcome back to Skies Above Britain. Now, at first I wasn't sure what I was going to title this part. I was going to sort of leave it, this might be the start of patrol number 2, or it might still be just the aftermath of patrol number 1. I think that's going to be the case now. I was just going to leave it sort of hovering here and then just title it when I decided, depending on how long this video had went, because to be honest, quite a few things to talk about. Some mistakes that I've made, that I've noticed, that I initially thought it might be worthwhile starting again. Also, it doesn't look like I fared too well as well, having 3 pilots KI8. Well, there's a couple of mistakes that I think might help me out slightly, but to be honest, I'm not that sure that it will or not. So I think this will be chapter 1, but it's definitely going to be chapter 1, and I think it'll still be patrol 1, and it'll be part 9 this, because I think I could probably create a video just on what I wanted to go over, and I've had quite a few comments as well, just people pointing some things out that maybe I wasn't so sure about, and I managed to get a couple of videos released today, so I've not got them all out there. This is, like I say, I think this is part 9. If it comes up in the title that I've changed it to patrol number 2 part 1, then so be it. But I don't think that'll be the case, because there's enough to go on here with to try and sort. Okay, so where should I start? I've got things written down here. Right, so right, no, hang on, I'm not quite finished working out things. I'll just go and pause for a little bit. Right, okay, that's me back. I'm trying to work out what I'm doing here. This is giving me a sore head now. I wish maybe I hadn't bothered with all this. Right, and I don't know what these are for. Right, in part 7, and I realised this when I was watching things back, I realised it clicked recently. I've got the rulebook open, that page, so hopefully it should tell us in here. It's regarding escort reaction, and I didn't notice this. I think does it maybe just tell you in this part here. This is on page 35. Let me just glance ahead. No, it doesn't tell you there. Right. Hold on till I find what I'm looking for then. Okay, well, I'm not finding it, but I'm sure that I read earlier on that any fighters, any dogfights that go past the first round within the escort reaction phase are marked lost contact. And to be honest, hang on, Grant, is that not always the case? That is always the case, Grant. It's not just in the escort reaction part, is it? Any dogfight that, and this was something that when I first started learning the game, I didn't actually realise. I thought we could just dogfight cycle right the way, keep going, and then that was fine. You just went back to where you were. But it does say that you lost contact. So yeah, I definitely read it that it was referring to this phase that said you became lost contact. But thinking about it now, any dogfight that goes by the first round is lost contact, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it shows you on the player aid there. I wonder if it's the card sequence of play cards. What was that looking for? Escort reaction. Escort reaction. Apply the results of the escort reaction card, and if any new dogfights are initiated, draw and apply the indicated number of Luftwaffe advantage cards. Go to card D1. Yeah, it doesn't say there. I'm sure I read it. but the thing is, it tells you here, if we get down to C and resume, and if we are still engaged, if we're not engaged, that's fine. We just resume where we left off, and we're not lost contact. So hold on. Is any dogfights in the bomber formation area? Maybe. Bomber formation. Patrol. No, I don't know. I read it earlier on anyway, and it was like that's when it clicked. I was like, oh, or it might. You know what? I think it's in one of the parts, and I actually read it out the rules somewhere. I read it somewhere. Does it talk about in Helper Eyes or the ambush maybe? No, because in the ambush it wants to attack things that are lost contact instead. No, I don't know. I don't know where I've read it. But anyway, if we were not engaged, if the fighter had vanished or something like that, the 109 had vanished, then we just carry on. But the problem is, we were in the bomber area, and if we carry on, that's fine. However, if the fighter's still there, basically it's delaying us and it's letting the bombers move on, and we're concentrating on the fighter that's still there. So if it's still there, we're going back. If we go back to another dogfight cycle, we lost contact. We mark lost contact. So what happened was where's my bit of paper? Both red and green. Well, I've got it written down here. Part 7 at the 41.5-minute mark. Escort reaction. Red leader and green leader are still engaged after first dogfight cycle and should now be lost contact. I get the feeling we had yellow something in there as well. We had 3 fighters in there. There was a red leader, a green leader, and a yellow something. The yellow one was not engaged, so it could continue to stay in that area. However, green and red should have been lost contact, right? So that has a bit of a knock-on effect. So I watched what happened afterwards, and what I've got written down here is, well, what should have happened was, and I've got the hour and 6 minute and 5 second mark, that I should have, in the next phase being the chase phase, I should have then, well, either tried to chase with them, but the fact they weren't going to get another shot, I don't think they were going to get another shot. Well, actually they might have done. But what I think I would have done was return to base, and you do that at the beginning of the chase phase. So they should have been returned to base and put on the track here, right? Now, I worked it out that green leader, yes, so what should have happened is, right, where's that? I've got it written on the other side. Green leader, red leader should have been on low fuel in the RTB base. So red leader should have been on here, and he actually was, I want to say he was on the wing fate box, because he got attacked again, but he shouldn't have done. He should have been into here. And then green leader should have been on the empty fuel space. Yeah, hang on, I've got it written there. Red leader should have been on the low fuel RTB, not wing fate box. The thing was, he rolled a 12 there, and he actually got out of that. But I'm really going to have to come back and check. I suppose I need to make a roll there to see if he gets a 1. Well, mind you, I rolled on him and I got an 11 or something. Can we not just leave him as is and he's in the hangar? Because if he rolled and got the hangar result there, it's just the same as rolling above a 1 there. Yeah, I think I'll leave that. However, green leader should be on empty fuel RTB, not vapor RTB. Well, he rolled better anyway. So I had green leader in here, and he actually should have been in here because he should have returned to base the previous chase phase. So, but we rolled above a 4 there to put him safe as well. So actually, I don't need to do anything more to fix that. That's fine, as long as I point it out. And as long as now I remember that if you do a second dogfight, these guys are going lost contact. Now, if they're already lost contact, it might not matter. But at that point, when they're in that bomber formation area, they're not lost contact. That's the whole point. They're in there trying to deal with the bombers. So, okay, so I think I've got that cleared up, sort of. Right, and then the other thing, just what I've got, about the bombers, we destroyed 3 bombers and I only tracked the first one. So I'm going to get the pilot roster here, and I've took note. Green Leader destroys the first bomber. So he destroyed the first one. I think it was that one there, and these other 2 got destroyed. So Green Leader, but I think I marked him down. Oh God, I don't know which one was Green Leader now. Well, actually, they're still up there on the track, but some of these are messed up as well. I made a mistake up here as well. I've actually survived. So that's a P, the veteran P. But I think I marked him down. I marked him down as a bomber kill. That was Parsons. And then the next one, it was Yellow Leader that destroyed the second bomber. So Yellow Leader, well, actually he's gone now, isn't he? I think that was Moffat, wasn't it? Because he's veteran as well. And then Ackerland is still there. He's Red Leader. So Yellow Leader actually was Moffat. He shot down the second bomber, but he's then been killed in action. And I think that still stands. Like I say, there's a bit of a mistake. I killed myself off and it should have been somebody else. I'll get to that in a minute. And then the final destroyed bomber was downed by Yellow 2. Is Yellow 2 still up there? No, so something's happened to him. And yeah, I don't... Well, hang on. Have you not got them on that other bit? Yellow 2... because I wrote them all down. Yellow 2 as... No. Yellow 2 shouldn't be down. That's me. Oh, and it was me that got the kill. How about that? I'm doing alright now, after thinking I was dead. Well, I'll need to... Remember it was... Well, hang on, I can mark that down. Yellow 2 got the second kill. The third kill. The third destroyed bomber. So I can mark that down. Because I'm not dead. And I'll fix that next. I think. Next, maybe. There's nothing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now just to deal with the fate results then. What was the other thing? Was something, yeah, hold on. Stop Grant. Yeah, you forgot about that bit. One of the other big mistakes that I made. So there was two. There was missing that going into a second round, the dogfights. Which I kind of thought, oh no, I'm going to have to restart this because this is going to be a mess. But I think I can carry on playing, although the results are making me look like... I had a comment for somebody saying, in fact, is it not here? Great video, this is from Fluffy Waffles. I don't know if there's a name in there. I generally don't give out the ones, just if I can see a name. Well, actually, if I click on it, does it not? No. I don't think there was a name come up. Anyway, great vid. I'm on my 5th patrol now, and I have 3 killed in action, 2 in hospital, and a lot of tired pilots. I've been intercepting escorts when the odds are main formation. Won't make it through, most likely. Might rethink that. Well, I've got 3... I'm still going to have 3 killed in action at the moment. And I've got just 1 in the hospital. So, and this is only the 1st patrol. So, I'm doing far worse than what he's been doing. And he's thinking he's having to rethink things and whatever. But I can see a lot of the bits I went wrong. I've had a few comments from people as well, try to help out with maybe what I should be thinking about as well. So, yeah, what was the second error? Well, I've not looked into fixing this yet. I need to look back on them. Yeah. That's why these are marked at first, Grant. Yeah. Every one of these, yellow 3, green 3, blue leader and blue 3, all went to these fate boxes when the raid marker was in this very first space here. Now, I remember commenting and seeing the little parachute bailout symbol and thinking, right, what is that and whatever. Well, I then moved on from there, not thinking about it anymore. And then, of course, when we came into these boxes along here, well, it's the same little parachute symbol. And if you think about it, the raid starts, we're on the coast. We started on the coast, going to try and deal with these bombers coming across from France, over the channel, right? So we found them early. And if they're going to be early, they're still going to be across the channel. You know, it's not that far. It's, I don't know, what is it? Is it 20 odd miles or something? Across the channel. So we've spotted them early, found them early, contacted them early. They're still across the channel. So anything that gets shot down, or, you know, anything that heads to a fate box in this box here, needs to be marked with the channel recovery. And I did not do that. And it was the four aircraft. So what I need to do is find out what... Well, actually, I can probably... This piece of paper will probably tell me what happened to them. Now, when it then went to this box, it's further in. It's managed to... It's reached land, if you like. You know, that was it still sort of over the water. That's it now over the land. And then it moves up to there. It's still over land. It's still over land there. It's dropped all its bombs. Well, I think when it moves to there, that's it dropping its bombs. And then it moves into there, it's still over land, and now it's over the water again, heading home. And that's why these both appear again. Makes sense, doesn't it? So, yeah, I totally missed that one. Stu brought that one up to me. I did actually spot it before your comment, Stu. Well, you can believe that if you want, but I did. However, when you mentioned it, I didn't realise it was every fighter that they had all went to the fate box when it was in there. I was kind of hopeful that some of them had went when it went into there. I dare say I might have lost some when it went into there, but all four of them were. I checked back, and all four of them did go to the fate box when I was in this. So what? Let's see what happened to them. So yellow 3. The results of yellow 3 were. And that was pilot N. The results of yellow 3 were hangar. Okay? So if he had the channel recovery symbol on him, that would be fine. Hangar results fine, isn't it? Because it says that in the rules. Channel recovery, where is that? Return to base. Where's return to base again? 46. Channel recovery. If a fighter is placed in a fate box or the RTV track while the raid marker is in a space with a channel recovery icon, a channel recovery check is necessary if the pilot bails out, not if the result is wounded or killed in action. So it doesn't talk about the hangar result either, because he's landed the plane. Hangar result means he's brought the plane back, doesn't it? So it's only if he bails out, it's only if we get the bailed out result. And if he gets wounded or killed in action, we don't check there either. So yellow 3 was fine, because I've got the results here. In fact, I'll try and show you in a bit of paper. So where did I have yellow 3? This is just a bit me scrolling down things. So yellow 3 was a green pilot. He was in the cockpit fate box, right? And I hope I'm not like showing any details on this bit of paper, because it's just doodle away at things, and no, I don't think I'm showing anything. Some of the names written down that I was going to use and whatever. Yeah. So yellow 3 goes to the cockpit fate box, and you can see I've got them marked here. Yellow 3 was a green pilot, and his result was hangar. So that's fine. And then the next one out of the 4 was green 3. And you can see he's a green pilot. He went to the wing fate box. So what was his outcome? Green 3. Green 3, oh, he went to hangar as well, so that's good. So no issues there. And then the next one is blue leader, who went to the fuselage. He's one of the regulars. He went to the fuselage fate box. Blue leader, right, he got a fire result, which wasn't Oh no, he did get a bailout result. Because he got fire, then he got bailout. So we need to check him. We need to check Blue Leader. So, hang on. Just let me write check beside that for now. And then we'll just check the last one. The last one was Blue 3, who is a regular, and he's in the wing fuselage. Blue 3, and his outcome was he was killed in action. So there's nothing different there. Yeah, I don't do a roll on him. So we do need to do the check for Blue Leader, which is pilot F. So we didn't really do this check at all. We didn't have to do it at all, did we? So we do now. It's not a great recovery chance, is it? So Blue Leader. Right, why is he not up there in the box then? Because he got a bailout result. Which letter was he? Did I say? Dear. F. Yeah, it's a 1 there. So it's this guy here. So he should be checking channel recovery. So okay. Roll a die and apply the result indicating channel recovery box printed on the game board. Yeah, and like I say, all the blue pilots were regular, so that's relevant, isn't it? So we're rolling on the regular row, and well, we really need an 11 or 12. Where's my dice tray? Right, so 11 or 12. I think an 8 to 10 is probably just as bad as well, but right, here we go. Oh no, it's only a 6. Oh, he's killed in action. Oh no, not another one. Right, POW. The POW result. This result means the Germans managed to rescue the pilot from the English Channel. He may not be assigned to another patrol. If replaced, reuse the pilot marker. Yeah, and rescued means the pilot bailed out and was returned to Britain. You must sit out the next 2 patrols, so it's worse than a normal bailout. That it's obviously 2. It's not a normal bailout where you sit out the next patrol. If you got the rescued, you'd sit out 2. Unfortunately, he's killed in action. So, but that's what should have happened there. So I missed that one. That's 4 that are killed in action. Still kind of pondering on maybe if we should start again, but now that I've seen how things work a little bit, is it maybe better to start again? And I can rename all these videos to, just a practice session. I don't know, like. The fact that guy's pointed out that he's got 3 killed in action on patrol number 5, which is I want to say, is there not just 6 patrols in this one, did we say? I think it was 6, wasn't it? Okay, well, I'll think as this video's going on. We'll ponder on it. Right, that was that bit dealt with, that's that fixed. So the only other thing is these were the results of all and I just showed you these obviously also. And the very first one up the top there it was J that caught fire and killed in action. And I used L, which was Matt Lang, which is me, as yellow 2. I've got it marked at 30/20 part 1, and to show me that yellow 2 was L. So it shouldn't have been L that got killed. It should have been J. And I've heard you. That's old. So that is used to. So apologies. Maybe like I say, I'll be restarting it. So it shouldn't be L that's killed in action. So I'm going to bring him back. He is yellow. He's yellow 2. Or that's me, so yellow 2, and what it was I picked green 2. Yeah, green 2 got killed in action, and when I went to take the pilot away, I took yellow 2 away. I think what threw me was this says green, and I thought green, you know, or maybe the green there, I don't know. Anyway, it should have been J, so I'm afraid it should have been used to. And I think that was the bit that threw me, because right at the end of the video there, I was like, right, why is yellow 2 not there? And that's what it was. So if I just check here, going through the list here, I've got red leader is in the hangar. That's Ackland, that's you, Martin, you're okay. Red leader's in the hangar, and then red 2 is in the hospital. I'm looking down there. Yeah, red 2 is in the hospital. That's I. That's right. I crashed. He's in the hospital. And then red 3 crashed and bailed out. And he is the green pilot E. Right? That's right. Okay. Yeah, it's annoying, these green markers on top as well, like, just so you can't see it. But, you know, I get it. It's, yeah, wonder a little green cube instead of the green marker. That might be better now. Do I have any green cubes about? Maybe a better solution, just to see the letter. So rather than use the green marker. I mean, it still covers things, I suppose, but yeah, I suppose I can't. Well, I can if I put it there, I can see the letter E. Do you want to do that, Grant? I noticed there was a comment from, I think it was from Tim, about moving the pilots when they've moving them down with their guys that go at the fate box. I'll get to that. I was going to talk about some of the comments anyway. Right, I'll maybe not bother about that now, but I'll maybe think about that possibility, using that. We'll see. So that was red. So I'm just going through them just to make sure I've got. So yellow leader looks like he's gone. So yellow leader was M. He caught fire and is killed in action, and he is indeed in the killed in action box. Yellow 2 is L. That was me, and that was a mix up. So yellow 2, L. Yeah, I got a hanger result. Right, hang on. Why is there a question mark beside that? You know what it was? It was because yellow 2 was one of the ones that were still in the bomber formation area, and that's why I wasn't sure. And remember that, well, to be honest, yellow 2 disengaged anyway. It wasn't engaged with anything. It was happy to stay there. It was fine. It didn't break any rules. And then I just muddled up picking the wrong pilot. So yellow 2's good, L, hanger, right. And yellow 3 is another green pilot, that's N. Just looking here, yellow 3 is up the top, N, hanger, so you got a hanger result as well, green pilot, so that's all good. Moving on to green. Green leader's still here, our veteran, he's P. Green leader is P, he's in the hangar. He was one of the ones that should have returned. I think that balanced out okay. And then green 2 is not around anymore. So green 2 is indeed killed in action. He was J. Yeah, that's right. That's the one I made the mistake of. And then green 3 is a green pilot 2. That's W. He seems fine up here. Green 3, W, hanger result, good. And then blue, there's not much left of blue. Blue leader. Yeah, that's the one that I had to go back and then check, wasn't it? He got a fire result with a bailout, but then we had to do the channel check, and he's just been killed in action. And that was F. Yeah, he's in the killed in action box. Blue 2 is still there, that's H. Blue 2 as H, he got a hanger result, good. And then Blue 3, the final one, is letter K, he caught fire and is killed in action, and K should be in the box as well, yeah. So 4 pilots in the, yeah, okay. Right, that's it. That's me sort of up to date, fixed, I think. So, yeah, and I've got to 30 minutes there. So I'll definitely treat this as just a sort of wrap up part of the first patrol. Well, actually, yeah, because I think I didn't quite finish. There was a couple of things I needed to finish off with, didn't I? Looking at the card here. Channel recovery check. So we've done the fate check, fuel check, and an RTB check, and then channel recovery check. Well, I've done all these things eventually. Pilots, update pilot roster, patrols flown, and kills. Well, I marked them all as one patrol flown, but I suppose, take that away a sec, I could do with, because some of them aren't around anymore. Well, I'm going to have to change, myself. So I'm going to take that score out away. Okay, so I'm back alive, not killed in action anymore. And like I say, it was me that got that third bomber kill. But all the little circles that are highlighted in, that means that all they done the first patrol. However, some of them are killed in action, so we'll bring them across here. Here's are the ones that are killed in action. So we've got F, Foster, so KIA, and score through the name there. Jai is old. Yeah, sorry, Stu. You might some might have noticed that when I took it away, maybe. So KIA, he's gone, and then FJK, Costarinas, yeah, KIA, and M is Moffat. He was a veteran, but now he's also KIA anyway. Right, so that's then gone. I don't think I need any more updating there, do I? There were the 3 bomber kills that we got, only 3, and tallying points. Well, I think that's it. As pilots update, pilot patrols flown and kills, scratch killed pilots off the roster. Replacement rate equals 1 pilot per patrol. I don't know what that means. Pilot roster. Right, hang on. Let's maybe have a read of this then. So pilots, campaign only. In order to track the progress to veteran status, record the patrol for each pilot on your roster. Fill in the bubble on the roster. Also keep a record of the bombers and Luftwaffe fighters they shoot down, kills. If a pilot dies or is captured in the English Channel or is discharged from hospital, scratch him from your pilot roster. In a campaign, you're permitted to replace 1 scratched pilot after each patrol. Okay, that's what that must mean. Replacement rate equals 1 pilot per patrol. Okay, fair enough. So that's dodgy then. No, hang on, what's that? If a pilot dies in a campaign, you're permitted to replace 1 scratch pilot after each patrol. The new men result in the random. No, that's not. So what? I got that to mean that I've got 4 killed in action here, and we've got 8 pilots already up here that weren't used. Does that mean I can only bring 1 of these in? Because if that's the case, then I'm not going to have enough pilots. Okay, I'm going to have to look into that. Or does it mean I can create a new name? I don't really think it does. I mean, but I'm not going to have enough pilots. Surely I need to be able to have... Is it because I've done that bad? In a campaign, you're permitted to replace one scratch pilot after each patrol. Also see the graduated replacements optional rule. Well, I said I wasn't playing the optional rules. The new men result in the random events table. Another optional rule may alter this. Right, I'm not using that. To replace a pilot, invent a new name for the replacement and write it in the space under the old pilot's name. Ah, okay, so it does mean what? Right, so basically, yeah, I think that means I can rub out one of these and put a new name in. But because I've got 4, I can only replace one of them. So I can rub out this and put one in. Okay, and that's not saying that I can use these 8 replacement pilots up the back there to fill my squadron. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So maybe I can carry on with this anyway. Then I mean, am I losing points because I've got what's mean? I know it's not good, but. What I mean is I can probably carry on here without any great losses then, I think. Sorry, guys. Well, I thought it was one of them at first. To replace a pilot, invent a new name for the replacement and write in the space under the old pilot's name. The new pilot is green, so it's got to come back green. 0 patrols flown, 0 kills. Squadron limit. Your squadron may never have more than 20 pilots, or 16 in Chapter 4. Yeah, so I'm still... Well, in actual fact, when I replace one of these 4 killed in action pilots, I'm only actually going to have... Because I could replace one of them, that's 17 I'm going to have, isn't it? But as long as I've got 12 available to fly in my squadron, and then that might be a point where you might just lose the game if you can't do that, maybe. Pilot roster. The roster indicates how many patrols a pilot must fly to lose his green status, 4 patrols, and how many more patrols are needed to become veteran, 5 patrols. Also indicates how many kills are needed to earn an A skill, 5 kills. Right, let's have a look at that. So... Right, it doesn't really make that clear to me there then. It's really just got these all split into 2 little boxes, isn't it? I was expecting... I've got a squadron log table in the back. Well, hang on, what does... There's a wee example here. So it says... event names, recommend inventing a name with a letter. Yeah, each bubble denotes a patrol in the campaign. So here's Preston. So example, it is Chapter 2 of the new campaign, and Pilot Officer Preston just flew his 4th patrol. So he flew 1 in Chapter... Well, he flew the first one, then he skipped 1, then he flew that one, then he skipped 2, then he flew that one, all in Chapter 1. So that's 3 he's got. Then in Chapter 2, he flew in the 3rd patrol, making him get 4. So his 4th patrol, it was the 3rd patrol of Chapter 2. Right. He is no longer a green pilot. He also downed 1 German fighter, his 2nd of the campaign. So yeah, that's the 2 fighters he's downed. So that removes his green status then, I think. I guess this is the way it was saying it. It looked like it was sort of written in a way that... Maybe I've just read that wrong. The roster indicates how many patrols a pilot must fly to lose his green status. Okay, it does. It's down the bottom. It's down the bottom. I guess I was looking for some kind of reference in here. Fair enough. It says... patrols 4 regular. So I need to fly 4, and then you need to fly 5 to get veteran. So I think that's why it says 9. So you need to, if you were green, you need to fly a total of 9 to become veteran. If you fly 2 in the trot, you become fatigued. 4, you're exhausted. Ace skill if you get 5 kills. Confirmed kills 4 to 1. Yeah, that's the fighters, isn't it? But does a bomber kill count as 1 kill? I think, because we've got bomber kills, but it's you only get. Oh no. That's talking victory points, isn't it? So I'm not sure what confirmed kills. Maybe does it not tell me further on? What happens to the fighter? When destroyed, for example, Red 2 crashes, a fighter is automatically returned to play. The RAF replaces machine losses. Yeah, so there's no issue with the... yeah, I guess you get... don't know what that... 4 confirmed kills, 4 to 1. Oh, hold on. Is that not that optional? That's an optional rule. That's that optional rule, yeah. So I think any 5 kills that we get, whether they're bombers or fighters, then you're going to get an ace skill. Okay. And then, right, so tallying points. So suppose in the back of this, patrol and campaign, escort killed, bombers killed, Ket isolated. Well, we did isolate some of the Ket, so it's Keta or Keta, Rota, Keta. I think that's how it's pronounced. So I suppose we should take note of this. So patrol and campaign. See instructions for use of this form in booklet, page 48. It's got a picture of the squadron. Well, that's what's on the back of. I get the feeling it's not really going to. Well, yeah, it goes into experience here. And the veteran privileges. And ace skills there. Yeah, that's kind of... It's not really telling me much about this. But it says patrol and campaign. I'll show you on the back here on the actual... But, so we've got patrol and campaign. So I guess we're patrol 1. Campaign 1. It's the first time I've done it. Escort killed... So yeah, it's 4 to 1 to get a victory point, wasn't it? Let's see what this does first, Grant. God, this video's going to take. Finally, note the number of victory points your squadron earned. A scenario may have unique victory conditions, but VP in a patrol during a campaign are earned as follows: bomber destroyed, 1 victory point. Squadron earns 1 victory point for each bomber destroyed by your RAF fighters. A bomber destroyed by flak does not count. Yeah, no, we're okay. We did destroy them. 4 Luftwaffe fighters destroyed is 1 victory point. That's why it's the 4 to 1 thing here, I think. Each damage result against a Luftwaffe fighter marker is considered a destroyed fighter. Yeah. No, but we never ever got a damage result. I was forgetting that. Yeah, if you've got a swarm of 4 and if you hit 1 and flip over to 3, that counts as a hit, because that's you taking one of the fighters down. But we only had reductions and vanishes. I don't think we ever got a damage. So, and then isolate bomber tile. This VP is earned only if the tile was isolated before the raid dropped ordnance, and we didn't get that. That is only if it happened when the raid marker was on the inbound row of the raid track. Also, you can earn the VP only if you have an RAF fighter in the bomber formation area at the moment the tile is isolated. For example, if isolation happens as a result of new trade, you do not earn VP prior to contact. And this is the biggest thing here. And yeah, I'll come to the comments that I've had in a minute. And it's worth. These are worth far more points, aren't they? If we were able to do something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 points. If we can have this before, okay, we started on the coast and it went quick for us, but we were able to get at them quite well, and we should have been in the bomber formation area earlier, and that was my bad, not understanding the urgency, the importance of doing the bomber interception over the escort interception. The escort interception not as important, I think, in this patrol anyway. Sorry, in this chapter. So whether the other chapters are going to, because it's maybe different conditions and whatever. Okay, so I'm going to write down. Well, we got bombers killed. We got one. Then we got three. So we got 3 bombers killed. I'll just fill this out. Well, the kit isolated. See, only. I don't think I need to write that down. The kit isolated, because it says down the bottom it needs to be isolated before the ordnance drops. So I think that should sort of say kit isolated, but kit isolated before ordnance drops. So that it's, you know what? It's just briefing it there. And then it shows you your pilots and some notes. Right, I'll fill that a little bit out later before I decide what we're doing. I think I'm just going to carry on though. I don't. Well, part of me wouldn't mind replaying this patrol and doing it again better. So I don't know. I think I'll just leave that for now and maybe see what I think before when I wrap up this video. Okay, let's just quickly run through some of the comments that I've had. Now this is up to part. You know what? I don't need to show them. This is up to, I think, part 5 that I've had. So just stuff that's maybe relevant. I'm not knocking any other stuff that's there, and I appreciate all the comments, but just stuff that's maybe relevant. So yeah, I told you about the guy that says I'm on my 5th patrol now and have 3 KIA and 2 in hospital. Well, I've just finished my 1st patrol and I've got 4 KIA and 1 in the hospital. So there we go. And I replied to him with that. Yeah, Martin's initial comment said, I've seen the rules garner a lot of praise, but I must admit that a couple of sections are surprisingly lacking. For one, the game is missing a campaign turn sequence, which is especially confusing when you use the optional rules. Okay, well, I've not brought in the optional rules, but fair enough. And if he's saying that, then he's going to be right about that, I'm sure. It's possible to deduce the orders of the phases, but it's definitely not easy. I suppose I'm getting myself a little bit mixed up, and I'm sure somebody's going to tell me about the bomber rounds, and straighten me out, because it can't be, round 1 must just be round 1, and that's it. I think, I was starting to think, well, now we're coming in a game, we've started a new turn, if you like. Is it round 1 again? I don't think that's right. I don't think it is, but another is a clear description in the rules of when bombers and escorts are added to the map, depending on weather. The cards do help here. On the plus side, pretty much all questions have been asked and answered on BGG, and they've all been answered promptly by the designers. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think I've not had to go and ask a question yet, but as for going looking for an answer, I've done it a few times, but to be honest, I've not had to do many. Maybe taking a chance with a few things, but see that game that's sitting across there, unfortunately, it feels like a really good solo experience. It's Normandy, the beginning and the end, using the Alone in the Storm solo expansion. Looks like a well-made solo expansion. However, there's just questions. There's been quite a lot of things that I just don't understand, and I've asked questions. It's a Spanish game, designed by a Spanish designer and whatever. So some of the stuff out there is in Spanish if you go looking for it. And anyway, I've not had the support, and the answers aren't there, and I think it's going to get packed away soon. I was hoping to just leave it. I've got a good bit into the game, and I was hoping to leave it, and hopefully some might come along and fix and look at the questions that I've asked out there, but it's not really come to that, and I feel like I'm at a point now where it might be better just putting it away and doing something else. But anyway, Martin carries on, and this was back at the beginning when his reminder was that I should stop here and not go straight to here when I was talking about it. Fortunately, he caught me before. I'd like to think maybe I would have realised that that's where it goes at the time, but I must have been talking about it, that it moved straight to there, and he was right in saying that it goes there first. And he leaves a tip, finally. Interception of bombers is more crucial than escorts. Yeah, I worked that one out. Too late, however, but also to break up formations, you'll want to go as close to nose position as possible. Nose is best, followed by flank, and finally tail. So I'm assuming he's meaning... or is he meaning like we should start from the nose position? Or does he mean coming in from the nose there? Or a bit of both, maybe. Okay, so that was pretty much everything from part one. Some stuff from part two. This is where I start. I'll leave a comment in the header here. Oh dear, what have I done there? Saying at the 25-minute mark, I don't think I should have removed the altitude marker. But I later on find out that this is when I moved one of the flights down into the lost contact area. One of the, it was A flight or B flight, the actual flight markers. And then I later sort of realised that there's no reason to have them down there anyway. And it gets pointed out, it gets commented that you wouldn't put altitude markers on that in the lost contact anyway. So fair enough. So Martin comments that hour and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's indeed detached from the section. When you reach the chase step, you will have one more decision to make. It's when initially red ends up like that. One of them looses off, and it's two different. It's one independent fighter and two that are still part of the section. So they're two different things. I can chase with that. And that, or I can try and reform that because they were both in the same area. I get that eventually. He also comments on me when I do the hits bit. He says it doesn't matter because, as you say, you can do the results in any order. I suppose I was still unsure that if I'd done them if I do it in that order, Martin, I suppose I wondered then if the hits if the hit would just apply to these two. I suppose that's what I was thinking. If I do was it a hit? I think it was a hit and a loose, wasn't it? And I say, well, if I loose, so let's just say I do the hit first. It's randomised between the three. If I do the loose first, does it just get randomised between these two, or is he still included? I think that was my main question there. In the end, I played it safe and says, right, we'll just do the hit first, because at least I know that that's right. So he does say, he's saying it doesn't matter, because as you see, you can do the results in any order, but what I still want to know is, if we lose first, and then we do a hit result, is this still considered an option for the hit? I'll leave that there. Okay. It's not that important, but... and then Stu had mentioned about a veteran using his privilege, and I eventually realised he also comments that my priority is to blather. But that's true as well. So moving on, I should be able to squeeze this into an hour there. Hang on, pause. Right, so from part 3, there's quite a few comments picking up from this then. So first, this is from Tim. He says the pluck veteran privilege cannot be used on a hit check, unfortunately. So maybe I was talking about that. I didn't use anything for that. He says, as for the pilot markers, I've started moving them with a fighter to the fate box, so I remember to check to see if they're a green pilot. Yeah, good point. Because when I came down here at one point, it's relevant to that when you do the fate roll, because I almost wondered with it, didn't I? So, but it is, if the aircraft's down here, why not bring the pilot down with it? Because we're going to have to see what's going to happen with the pilot as well. So good thinking with that one, I think. It says, I should have done this too, as I ended up with a bit of mess at the end, which I did. From Martin, the 10-minute mark, the section and single fighter are treated separately, e.g. like two separate sections until they reform. This is again me talking about this and wondering how I deal with them. And yeah, I get that. That's fine. He says there are many decisions in the game. You notice that in your situation it would have been better to move to the flank, earn an almost guaranteed 8 to 10 points and ignore the escorts. 8 to 10 points. I don't know. I'm assuming what he's thinking there. He's thinking there is that I'm getting into here earlier and I'm able to start isolating these before we then move into the outbound raid track and get. 8 to 10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose you could get 6 by isolating them all, and then he's maybe considering by doing that you're going to destroy 4 or 5 bombers within that. I guess that's where he's getting his estimate from. But yeah, like I say, that's the biggest thing that I blundered with. I should have looked there. I think when I seen the result for the escorts was a lower number, I got excited and thinking, well, that's the best way to go. And then later on, it wasn't until after I decided to do it that I realised that it doesn't really matter. You're still having dogfights with the escorts anyway. It's only if you're going to get the advantage or not. That's not as important. The important bit is getting in there in the bombers. And now that you see that you get the points for isolating these, but you've only got a limited time to do it, the quicker you get into here, the better. So it's, if I was to play this game again right now, and I might just do that. I might reset. I might say, well, look, that was a practice session. I've learned some things that I need to do better, and come back and do it again. I'd like to think I would make a better job of it, and I might still do that. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. So, and reply with, yeah, I understand what he's saying. So, and this, yeah, this is a good one by, who's it? Tim. He says, low station and trailing station are never in the sun. If you look on the board under the sun position, it tells you what stations they affect. So I'm sure you all know this, but for some reason, I'm going to move that back up a little bit. For some reason, Grant didn't notice this, but if we look into these sun stations, nose high sun, it covers the lead station sun and a head station. Tells you there. So if the sun's in there, it's covering that and that. However, I suppose from our point of view, we would have to be in there to benefit from it. But for the escorts, it covers there and there. And then this one here, starboard high sun, covers the starboard station sun. So this escort's got to be there. We would have to be there. And then coming down here, well, actually, let's do the port one first. So port high sun, port station sun, covers the port station there. For escorts, it would cover us for being... And remember, we need to be at high altitude in any one of these. The escorts don't say if they're at high or low anyway, so they're just considered to be getting it if they're in the station. And then the tail high sun covers the high station, so it only covers that. So these, the low and the trailing, do not get covered by the sun. And we would have to be in here to benefit from the sun, and if we were in here, we can never benefit from the sun. So that's cleared pretty much everything I think that I had issues with right there, just by reading them. So thanks for that, Tim. I said, now why did I not see this? Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Yeah, I don't know why I never got that one. But some of these things skip you by, yeah. Also from Tim, altitude is irrelevant in the lost contact area. Any successful chase will result in the formation re-entering the interception map at low altitude. So yeah, I think I realised that when I have them in the lost contact, I think I eventually realised that even the altitude bit doesn't matter. But good to have it confirmed and be told, you know. And then, of course, this is when, well, like I say, I did notice this before Stu's comment, but I'll give him his due. He's commented, don't forget your pilots in the fate boxes when Right, it's mixing up some words here. Don't forget your pilots in the fate boxes where were there when the raid was over the channel. I think he's just mixed up some words there. Could get nasty. It didn't matter, but sorry, and that was the first part. And yeah, that's when this was in here, and 4 of my aircraft went to fate boxes while I was in there, and I never marked them with the channel patrol. We've since fixed that, whether it was completely fixed properly or not. He also adds, it didn't matter, but you can use your veteran privilege on the suppression and intercept rolls. Yeah, I think I realised that. Green section leader could have used his to cancel a hit with the evade manoeuvre. Yeah. I think I wasn't really. Yeah, I need to keep on top of the veteran privileges a bit better. And he adds a PS, a tip here at the end. Don't chase, return to base. It will end in tears. So whether that's a rule that he takes on board permanently, that he wouldn't chase at all. I mean, I felt like I wanted to get back at them, but then again, I've got 4 guys that are killed in action here, so he may well have something in that. Right, so okay, moving on. I think that was it actually. I mean, I did reply to that, but yeah, okay, so that was part 3, wasn't it? Or was it 4? I can't remember. Hang on. But this is part 4. Looks like I've got an extra couple of comments for Stu here. Initially, his comments that I've replied to were altitude blocks are relevant and lost contact. Okay, got that now. He also says ignore the straggler. It's only 1 victory point. Well, it's only 1 victory point, but I only scored 3 victory points. So, but yeah, I've realised where I went wrong with that. But yeah, it does seem like it's not just a simple case of going after the bomber, because you've got a chance of getting intercepted in that as well, I think, weren't you? It's when I read on, I thought, does it seem really worthwhile? So it's a little strange that they've got something in there that's maybe going to be sort of an optional thing that you're maybe just never going to do. But I don't know, maybe it might be more important at times. Maybe it might be worth it. But he says ignore it, so there you go. Right, the 2 new comments that I've got from him there are... now, Stu, it'd be better if you added... hang on. Right, sorry. Yeah, I think I was saying there, Stu, it would mean some of your comments don't matter so much about timestamps, but if you can put a timestamp down. He said yellow section can't change altitude unless it does a cruise order. Okay, so this was the tally-ho hang, but he's commented on that as well. There's no tally-ho. You've already made contact with the bomber formation. It's a squadron marker you move under the vector markers. It's a squadron marker you move under the vector markers. Right, I'm not grasping that. Hang on. Right, well, I'll just read tally-ho here. So the bit that I read, Stu, was okay, it says tally-ho, if the red marker's on the raid track, you may spend 1 fuel to immediately perform contact. Slide the squadron's fuel cube 1 space to the right. I know we're in contact, I get that. The squadron must be high altitude to make contact. Right, we're in contact, we don't do that. But it says if you prefer not to perform contact or can't. So I suppose my take on that was that we're already at contact, and we can't because we're already there. It says, or if the raid marker is not yet on the raid track. Well, it is, but the first 2 got me thinking I would be able to do this if I wanted to. It says you may spend 1 fuel to move the squadron formation marker to an adjacent station or change altitude. So if you're saying that I can't do that at all, fair enough, but the way that's worded, if you prefer not to perform contact or can't, then you may spend 1 fuel to move. That's where I got that bit from. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. You've said there's no tally-ho, you've already made contact with the bomber formation. It's a squadron marker you move under the vector markers. What are vector markers? Squadron marker I think is like, is that this you're meaning? Under the vector markers, I don't know. I mean, are these? I'm not sure what you're meaning there, to be honest. But maybe you can, and also consider what I read there, if that means anything. I mean, you could be right in the fact that if you're at contact, tally ho doesn't count. But I think it'd be better if it'd be clearer. It doesn't sort of say that if you're at contact, ignore this event or whatever, you know. And I'm not reading it like that anyway. So, and then you said yellow section can't change altitude unless it does a cruise order. Well, that was the thing we were talking about. I think that's, like I say, you've not timestamped. So I think it was the one where I had it down here, didn't I? And I decided to spend the fuel to increase its altitude with that tally ho. I didn't feel 100% comfortable if I was doing that right. However, what I'd done in the next order I gave it, I did give it the cruise order, and I moved it somewhere and said, right, now I've raised its altitude to high. But yeah, get back to me on that tally ho thing if I'm totally not reading it right and that. Right, that was it for part 3. That was it for part 4. Part 5 doesn't have any comments yet, but I had a few more. Yeah, it was the tally ho one just came in, and then the yellow section can't change altitude. So I'll have a little reply to them. Right, we do have another one from Tim on part 4. The explanation of which number applies to 109s versus 110s for escort exit is underneath the inboard vector track on the board. Yeah, I think I find this eventually, don't I? Hang on. Yeah, it's here, isn't it? No, hang on. Underneath the inboard vector track. Yeah, it must be these here. I think I eventually get these, Tim. But always good to have these pointed out to people that are watching. Well, and if I don't happen to catch it, the explanation of which number applies to 109s versus... Yeah, so it's saying 109s reduced, 110s reduced. Yeah, so it's saying the number on the left is 110s, and the number on the right's 110s, the number on the left's 109s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I actually comment on the fact that it is written down here as well. Although I think first I might find it in the rules eventually. Right, I think that's me up to date. That went on longer than I thought. So I'm going to have to take a break in that now anyway, which is quite good because it's going to just make me wonder if I should just restart this. I don't know, I don't want to... I wish I could ask you, anybody that's watching, I wish I could ask you that question, you know. Because, I don't know, you might not want to, if you're wanting to watch it and carry on and see how things go and whatever, you might want to see the next patrol rather than watch the first one again. I don't know, but hold on, Grant, is it not more important for yourself here? I mean, I like if it's helping anybody else, if they get some enjoyment or some help out of how to play these games. But it's for my enjoyment in particular. So maybe I should restart. I don't know. Like I say, I wish I could ask anybody that's been making these comments right now and they could answer me that question. It's the sort of bit where you feel, this is one bit I feel like I was doing it live, so you could make a comment and say, just carry on, or you can make a comment and say, start again. I think it would be better for you to start again, and now that you know some things that you weren't aware of. But I'm going to have to decide that for myself, because I'm not live. Right, I'll get away for now. I will upload this as Chapter 1, Patrol 1, Part 9. And it's possible that I might get renamed if I decide to restart this Patrol 1 again, maybe. I'll see. I'll think about it while I'm walking the dogs. Okay, cheers.